All right. This is Brother Marlon. Oh, Salaki. All right, I want to give all glory and praise unto the Lord Yahawah, Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Brakatah Yahawah, Brakatah Yahawashi, Brakatah Yahawah, and Brakatah Yahawashi. I want to give all glory and praise unto those holy and powerful names of Yahawah being the Father and Yahawashi being his only begotten Son. This is Brother Malachi coming at you again to the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, coming in the way of the Bahashem Kakodah, Show Ramoth, which is the Holy Spirit of truth, giving double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, all right, who do rule well, do teach well, all right, and this is gonna be the final part going into the languishing and the central bank, the central digitalized currency that's gonna be pushed in the future. Basically, this is gonna be the final video that I'm gonna do on it because I just want to explain it pretty well. It's really not that it's not like rocket science, but ultimately through the Spirit, with these central banks that are scattered throughout the earth, all right, they're all gonna want to push eventually after they crash the economy, which they're in the Salakia for background noise, but they're gonna crash the economy, which they're in the process of doing right now. The money that we have currently, or the money that we are known to have, the greenbacks, the physical money, will no longer be in the future. What we will have instead is a digital all, or a RFID tag, or the potato chip. I have to be very careful with my words because I don't want to get this video taken down, but I should be okay. But that is what is to come in the future, what I'm saying, through the Spirit. And like I said, this is gonna be like, I guess, the final part. And I'm just, I'm just bringing it out, through the Spirit part. And the Lord has told us to, warn the people. It speaks about this in Ezekiel the 33rd chapter. To give the people warning, of the times, man, and the things that's gonna come upon the earth. Okay, but the only ones that's gonna hearken and actually give a damn about our message and the things that we're talking about is gonna be of the hopeful elect. Everyone else is gonna scoff, and they're gonna be wanton, which means they're gonna be in their liberty to not give a fuck. And so the only ones that's gonna care about the message or be attentive is gonna be the hopeful elect. All right, because the hopeful elect is watching for the prophecies, okay, and watching for the return of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi, which is how do we watch for his return? We watch for his return through measuring the prophecies, all right? And according to the scriptures, this is a part of Esau Edom's, okay, the red dragon, okay, like it says in Revelation 6. This is a part of his plan ultimately, okay. It goes hand in hand. All right, ultimately, there's going to be the central digitalized banking system. That currency is going to be put off the forefront, all right, and it's going to lead, okay, into a digital prison or a digital renaissance, if you will. And from that digital prison or digital renaissance, okay, they're going to be able to have complete and utter control over the people, okay, even more control than they have now, all right, and especially when they enforce and make mandatory, like it says in Revelations, the 13th chapter, of the RFID chip technology, which they're going to want to instill in you within your hand or within your forehead, within your body in and of itself. Okay, that is the future. That is what's going to come upon us, man. Okay, so you can go ahead and wave away your green dollar bills and throw them under a mattress, because eventually, through the Spirit, though, that very same physical money is going to be worthless. It's going to be like toilet paper on the ground, all right? And instead, they're going to make a new way of buying and selling, okay? And that's what you're seeing in the forefront. That's what you're seeing being pushed out in the earth. So like, it's nothing more than the fulfillment of prophecy of the Lord, Yahawashi Yahawashi. All right, because the Lord told us that everything that was written within the scriptures is faithful and true, man. Okay, the Lord didn't just write this script up, write the Bible and things of this nature. Okay, and it was just just for show, just to write it. No, it's prophecies, and there's true things within the book that's gonna come to pass on the earth, man. Okay, and one of those things is these called Esau Edom, the beast, NATO and the EU, okay, and its conglomerates causing all both small and great to take of this mark, and that mark is that RFID tag, like I stated. But I'm bringing it out that in order to get to there, they're gonna have to crash the economy and push forward the central digitalized currency. All right, which is gonna go hand in hand with their RFID tag technology. Okay, Lord willing, this is all making sense, but it's pretty concise. All right, and this video I have pulled up for you guys is let me see.
Influence our
So like it. But this video I have pulled up, it's a pretty good video. I'm gonna let him speak, and he's gonna explain even further more. Going into the central. The central. My bad, I be butchering it. The CBDCs. He's gonna go into it, and he's gonna explain it, and after that, I'm gonna go into some respective precepts and things like that. And then I got one more video after this video to show, of a brother going into it and breaking it down even more beautifully. And I'm gonna play that video, and that's gonna wrap it up, man. And Lord willing, this has been edifying unto the hopeful body of the elect, because this is just nothing more than what's finna happen, what's finna transpire. All right, so we already got to be ready. The scriptures say that in 2 Corinthians 2:11 that we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we're not ignorant unto Esau's Edom and his systems that he's crashing in the new systems that he's birthing, okay, or that he's getting ready to push upon the people. We're not ignorant. We know these things. We know these things, and we are warning you of these things. And the way that we are doing this is through the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, okay? Now, I'm going to let this video play, and then I'm going to get my precepts, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Financial situation and our life in general. How can we prepare for it? Hello, fellow shrewd investors. Freedom, and therefore the death of the big part of freedom in the world. Our financial system is broken and can no longer be sustained. The world financial system that was last revised in 1971 had already experienced few crises, the last yet the most serious of them being financial crisis in 2007-2008. This dying financial system on the ICU bed could be kept somehow alive by the central banks. Their method to keep it alive was based on two different strategies. First strategy is creating money out of nothing, the fiat money. Fiat money is the printing of money that is not backed by any valuable such as gold or silver or anything with a stable value. And
I'm going to pause it right there just for a split moment and just say this. When they do that and they print money from thin air and it's not backed by anything, that's going to cause heavy amounts of inflation, which is exactly what they want, because they want to destroy the system, which is order out of chaos, so they can bring forth a new system and be like, hey, well, this system is broken and messed up, see? So, but we have this. So it's an order out of chaos. You know what I'm saying? This is what Esau Edom is planning on doing, man. Okay? I'm play it now.
Consequently, governments can print fiat money in an unlimited capacity at their own discretion. Therefore, it is important to mention that all fiat money is born with inherent debt due to the lack of backing by a trusted, valuable commodity.
And I'm going to pause it real quick for a split second and say this. The money that Esau Edom is using, the money that you see on your screen, used to be backed by gold. And I forget what year that they took away the gold standard, but it used to be backed by gold. Now it's backed by nothing. Or I believe it's backed by... let me see, just give me just a moment. I'm gonna play the video, but while he's talking, I'm gonna see if I can find out what is money backed by now, real quick.
The second strategy is to lower the interest rate, that is the lending rate. Since the introduction of the fiat money in the monetary system was completed in 1971, when the US government abandoned backing of the currency by gold, the so-called gold standard, the central banks had to juggle with the interest rates all the time, with a tendency to lower and lower interest rates.
How many subscriptions are you paying for? Rocket Money finds sneaky or forgotten subscriptions and makes canceling them as easy as clicking a button. On average, Rocket Money users save over $720 a year. Here's how
In the year 2020, we reached an interest rate of about 0%, which
Okay, this should be my last time pausing it. The money that is backed by the day, because it used to be backed by the gold standard. The U.S. dollar now is considered fiat money because it is tied to the faith others have in the government's ability to pay back its debts. The dollar is backed by the word of promise or the U.S. Federal Reserve to put full faith and credit in the U.S. behind the dollar. So it's basically backed by nothing. It's backed by the word, or and we know Esau is a damn devil. So basically, it's backed by nothing. They can just print money. It's like it's like a damn video game. And once they crash the dollar, and they make the new digital coin, which is the CBDCs, which we're learning about right here. And then that's gonna give them even more control. I actually want to bring out, maybe I can bring out an article next video, but there's a article going even deeper into the CBCs, and they're letting us know that or I can just tell you right now, because I wouldn't lie to you. I'm here to be a watchman and be, truth speaker. But nonetheless, there was an article where it lets us know that with the CBDCs, they're gonna be able to track, okay, which is gonna give them ultimate control, and they're gonna be able to prohibit and inhibit if the purchase of things, depending, on who you are and what you're doing. So if they want everybody to not buy toothpaste, then they can do that. I'm just giving a real quick example. But all right, I'm gonna let him continue.
marked the last breath of the fiat money. Actually, the financial system is on deathbed since 2008 crisis. The fiat money was about to die, so the central banks could not do any gain with a zero interest rate. The central banks began to print fiat money in an unprecedented amount in the history after 2008 crisis, which was doubled down in 2020 and afterwards. If you are a US citizen or few other countries, you remember that you also got a couple of checks of around $1,000 to $1,500. But that was a peanut compared to several trillions of dollars printed and was largely distributed among big tech companies. This graph shows printing of money over time for decades. So as you see, it was quite reasonable until that it started to rise sharply. And if you look at here, 2008, there is another sharp rise compared to previous slope gets steeper, and here is 2020 that it gets even far steeper than before, to show the perspective and how this sharp rise compares to preceding times. I will zoom in. So here again we see another sharp rise compared to before 2020. There is a sharp rise that also coincides with COVID outbreak. That these several trillions of money that were printed, actually they are turning our money into less value. But their corrupt fiat money system is breaking down, and they must introduce a new system to maintain their power, and this new system must be digital central bank money, the CBDC. This printing fiat money was the last attempt by the financial elites to plunder people's assets in the dying financial system. 2022 is the historical endpoint of the fiat money and must be replaced by a new financial system that is called the CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. Here I will give a prediction with an exact date. Mark this. The introduction of the CBDC by the central bank will be on March 20, 2023. But before the introduction of the CBDC, the old financial system must be completely crashed down. The best strategy to reach a financial super crash is the hyperinflation. Remember billions and trillions of fiat money that was printed by the USA and EU central banks in 2022, 2021 and 2022 that turned your fiat money into trash. But from people's perspective, What would be the reason to leave the use of cash money, which allows the people to freely use their cash money? Why will people accept the digital money? That means nothing else than to give up the basic right to use own money the way they want, when they want, and where they want. The financial elites had to find here very good logical and practical reasons to let people to accept the use of a totally surveilled and controlled digital currency. One of these reasons was the health and hygiene issue, since a digital currency cannot transfer any microbes. Another reason was the prevention of money laundering, since digital currency transfer can be surveilled at all times, everywhere, and in case of need, the system can simply block the transfer of money or the entire account. Further reasons are practical daily reasons like the prevention of theft, losing money, cost of cash money production and storage, and so on. Despite the fact that elites bring very logical and practical reasons, people are still not so naive to give up their freedom to use their cash money so easily. So, another very dramatic incident must happen that people must accept the digital currency. This incident is the total crash of the financial system in all countries at almost the same time with the hyperinflation that began in July 2022 and will reach exorbitant highs in December 2022 to prepare the world for the CBDC. The economies of all countries are going to be crashed to the bottom, the middle class people will go under the poverty line, and the small and medium sized enterprises will be getting bankrupt.
All right, so that's enough of that. So, so basically, like I was speaking on, the CBDCs or the central digitalized currencies is going to lead unto the RFID chip tag. As you see, he's talking about control. He's talking about being able to limit this and limit that. That's going to be ultimately the groundwork that's going to be laid, and then the RFID chip tag is going to be implemented because that's prophecy. You know what I mean? So, let me get a precept here and we can wrap it up. Precept. You know? And then directly, after the RFI tag is implemented, then there will be, the next prophecy that's gonna unfold is gonna be World War III, or the third woe as it's commonly referred to in Revelations Revelations the 11th chapter. I'm so like it. This is Habakkuk 2, and hold on, Salakia. Habakkuk 2, and I'm gonna start at 4, but the point is in 6. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." And we are the just that shall live by the faith of the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi, prisoners of hope. But it says, his spirit is not upright in him, and that's speaking of who? Esau Edom. He's wicked. He's profane, like it speaks about in Hebrews, the 12th chapter. A profane man is Esau, who sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. Yeah, that's him. So this is verse 5. It says, "Yea, also he transgresseth by wine, which is his philosophy, his democracy, his way of speaking, his way of life, his his culture through the spirit." But it's mostly going into his philosophies. It says he's a proud man. This is talking about Esau Edom. Neither keepeth at home. Why? Because Esau Edom and his central banks, okay, are scattered throughout the earth. They're everywhere. Okay. It says, "Who enlargeth his desire is hell and is as death." All right, because Esau Edom is always grabbing, taking, and being the big bully, man. They can never have enough. All right. It says, "And his desire is death, and it cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." And that's what America is, a big melting pot of tons of nations doing a whole bunch of confusion. Everybody's free to do whatever the fuck they want. That's off. Confusion, man. But it says, he heapeth to himself all people. And it says in verse 6, the point, it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb?" All right, and this is going to be the nations. The nations are going to hate the whore. All right, in Russia, and its allies are gonna be the the catalyst that's gonna lead to the destruction of Babylon the Great. Okay, because this place is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. Thus saith the Lord. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tiny proverb against him, to say, woe, which is destruction, woe to him that increases, which is not his, and how long shall he ladle himself with thick clay? All right, and I want to go into that because as you see, the YouTube video was talking about, the debt. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Esau Edom's kingdom is. It's a kingdom of debt. Okay, debt based. You know. You go into that word thick clay, it says way of pledges, and the point here says heavy debts. All right, and that's what America and Babylon pushes on the people, heavy debts. And once you're indebted to them, then you got to sell your soul into them. All right, because you can't. You're so much in debt. And that's what they want, man. They want people to borrow their money from them, and so when they can't pay it back, they got you through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And now you're forced to play their little game. You're forced to default on the loan, and now they have say so to do whatever they want you to do, and you got to do it, because you're indebted. So let me get another precept. In Revelations, you got to get that Revelations. Let me jump to the point. Let me jump right to the point here. Bear with me. Where is... Okay. I guess I'll start at 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And the miracles Esau can do, he can put a chip, so-called a chip in somebody that's paraplegic, or that's maimed, and they can be able to or like I'm trying to remember how it went, because they put a RFID chip, a RFID tag in someone, and they was able to order a fucking pizza through with their mind, and that's the type of miracles and things of that nature that Esau can do, and going back, years back, what I'm saying, when they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that to the other nations around at the time looked like a miracle. You know what I'm saying? They was amazed at it, man. The things that Esau can do with his technology, which is nothing more than the power that the Lord gave him on the left-hand side to do. The people in the nations are amazed. They're amazed that every year another iPhone comes out, and they're all the little fantastic little things that Esau Edom, through his technology, through the left hand can do. Okay, the simple-minded people are amazed at it. They marvel. Okay. But we're not gonna be ignorant, okay? The elect are not gonna marvel, because we have the eyesight of, we are awakened, okay? And we won't be fooled, okay? It says, which he had power to do inside of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live. And that wound, real quick, is referring unto when Esau Edom went down, okay, during the Byzantine Empire for 1,000 years. Okay, Jake ruled Europe, and Esau Edom, okay, was put down, man, for 1,000 years. In the caves. The real cavemen, and Jake was ruling all of Europe. okay, and all of Portugal. All right, so just bear with me real quick. Just give me just a moment. You know, just give me just a moment. You know, but yeah, so I could. But yes, during that time, Esau Edom was put down, man. Okay, and then they only came back into power during the Renaissance period, which is representation of the rebirth. You know, and then at that time, Esau Edom went and started using iconoclasm. You know, after he came back into power, and whitewashed the images of the people that were in power, which was Jake, which was us, man. But during that time, that 1,000 year period, it wasn't like we was being righteous or anything. We was we was going off, but that was a period of time where Esau Edom and the Roman Empire, okay, which had that wound, okay, it was wounded, all right, but it healed up during the Renaissance period and came back into power, and they've been in power ever since then, all right. So, but the people that was ruling during that time was the Moors, but they were Israelites, but they were calling themselves the Moors. All right. We ruled England. King James ruled England. And he was a black man, so called. So-called Moors ruled Europe, man, which was Israelites. They ruled Europe, Spain, and Portugal. All that. That was all on lock. But I just want to explain that real quick. But it says in verse 15, he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many to, that it says, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that many as should not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. And the image of the beast is referring to the whole system, the whole Edomite system of ruling, everything, the whole, let me put this in words. The image will represent through the spirit, the culture, the way of life, like things like football and like soccer. The image is just everything that is invoked in the culture, man. That the people worship. The bread and circus, man. Everything outside of the Lord Yahawashi, this system, okay, would represent the image, okay. But it says but those who don't want to worship that will be killed, man. And the point here says, and it calls of all, both small and great, free and bond, to receive a mark. And I'm bringing this out because this is the future prophecy that's gonna happen unto this place, man. After the bringing in of the CBDCs, and then ultimately it's gonna lay the groundwork for this, which is the chip or the mark of the beast, the MOTB. It says, and called of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their foreheads, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy and sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, and that's what we getting into, man. It says in verse 17 again. It says, and no man might buy or sell. So through this system of what they're trying to do, you're going to be excommunicated from the populace if you don't worship the image, if you don't take of this chip, man. Yeah, but the image would represent, the whole way of life of Esau, Edom. You know, waking up, going to work, getting taxed to death, just the way of life, man. To continue to uplift that way, to uplift that image, man. You know, BET is a part of the image. So-called black culture is a part of the image. That facade. So-called Christianity is a part of the image of the beast. Islam is part of the image of the beast. Everything that strays away from the Lord, is part of the image. So with all that being said, I just wanted to bring all that out real quick. And I got one more thing I want to bring out, and it's a brother. A brother going into basically in depth of this CDC, just a little bit more, and I just want to bring out what he said, and after that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, So, Lord, when it's been edifying.
Turmoil right now, such economic turmoil right now, so that they can come out and say, "See, well, this is the cure to everything. This is the cure to all of the problems. If we bring this out, then this will fix the economy." All right, because I said before that he doesn't see Americans would want this, but they're going to make Americans feel like this is the option. This is the best solution. All right. And the way they do that is by causing all of this hell and chaos in the world or in the economy right now. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay. So it says, however, critics fear CBDCs will increase government control over money. What? That's it right there, man. Once again, that's the prophecy. Government control. Who controls the governments? Right? It says government control over money that could be used as a tool for financial discrimination. He that doesn't take the Kragma won't be able to buy and sell. That's financial discrimination, because I don't take this thing in my body. I can't operate in the system.
All right, all right. That's what I wanted to play on that real quick, and also real quick, Caesar Borgia, or the image of that so-called image of Jesus. That's also a part of the image. Not the image itself, the drawing, but the effect that image or that painting had on the minds of the people to worship and just be under that Edomite supremacy. That's a part of the image as well. So, Lord willing, this has all made sense and you were edified. If not, leave a comment and I'll try to come back and do a follow-up. But give double honors to the apostle of the great millstone. It's been Brother Malachiah. Shalom.